At ease, brothers. Brothers, for the next 24 hours, I want y'all to do me a favor. I want y'all to focus on one thing, right? I want y'all to focus on, I'm sure we all have, everybody has their own Bible verse or favorite chapter or favorite whatever. I want y'all to focus on one verse for me, man. I want y'all to focus on Proverbs 18 and 16, where it says something like, a man's gift will make room for him and put him amongst great men. For the next 24 hours, man, I want y'all brothers to focus on that and that only. And to be honest, I'm talking to everybody, but I'm only really talking to people that are saying, you know what, man, like life is good, man, but I really want to start living. Like I really want to start living. Like I really want to be able to start, experiencing life like it's supposed to be, experienced. And I'm not talking about making billions of dollars. I'm not talking about buying mansions in overseas. I'm not talking about, all this other stuff. I'm simply right now talking about living life. Like I said in my last video, man, like the majority of people give about 70, 80% of their life force away building somebody's kingdom. So I'm talking to those people to say, man, you know what? I know there's more to life. Not that I just want to wake up and do nothing all day. Like, hell, I don't mind working 14, 18 hours a day, but I want to experience life like it's supposed to be experienced. I'm talking to you. Proverbs 18 and 16 says, your gift will make room for you. Not only that, it will put you amongst great men. For the next 24 hours, man, focus on that. Focus on what that really means. Focus on what that really means to you, because I'm going to tell you what it means, brothers. It means that the good Lord, it means that the source of all things placed something in you where you're able to experience life. Where you're able to not be a slave to somebody else's vision. It's something inside of everybody, man. And if you just focus on that for a little bit, man, and say, okay, if I understand it, if I believe that, if I know that to be true, that there is something in me that will free me. Now, brother, it'll change your whole life. And the first thing you have to do, man, is find that thing. Over the next day, over the next 2 days, over the next week, over the next year if you have to, brothers. Find that thing, man, because once you find that thing, it'll change everything in your life. You'll start living life for the first time. If you haven't found your purpose, it'll connect you to your purpose, bro. A man's gift will make room for him, bro. I can remember when I first identified, I'll say gift or whatever I wanted to pursue. I can remember, man, I was in the oil field. I was working at Halliburton, bro. And once we had, before we started each job in the oil field, we'd have safety meetings. And, before each safety meeting, the supervisor would give a little quick spiel, don't trip, don't fall, don't hurt yourself, X, Y, Z. But after about a year or two, when I made supervisor, my safety meetings were the exact same, about 2-3 minute safety meetings. But I always added a special touch to my safety meetings. I always added like an extra 2 to 3 minute sermon around the day, man. And as I started doing that, it was just something I love to do. It was almost like the brothers were just looking forward to me giving a safety meeting because we were going to have 2 or 3 minutes of church, right? So after I left that situation, man, it was just something I like to do. I just started fellowshipping with brothers I didn't know, start fellowshipping with brothers, that maybe, living down the street or whatever. And once I ran out of brothers that wanted to have that kind of God talk with your boy, I took it to the World Wide Web, man. Took it to YouTube. And me just tapping into that thing that I would do for free forever. Right? That thing that not saying I'm the best at doing a certain thing, but that thing I love to do, that thing that I'm able to do more, better than average. Everybody has those strengths and weaknesses, right? Once I moved in that energy, man, and plugged into it, brother, it began to open doors for me. It made room for me. It eventually put me in a situation where I could walk away and do my own thing. I'm telling you, man, that one thing that's in you, man, that you love doing, that you're obsessed with, that you think that is just a hobby, brother, that's something inside of you, man, that's what's going to build your kingdom, bro. That's what's going to put you in certain circles, in certain rooms amongst great men, like the Bible says. So, I mean, you really have to focus on finding out what that is, brothers. It's imperative. Like, I don't believe a man even really starts to live until he understands that, until he plugs into that. You know, you really have to embrace your uniqueness, man. Because you can look at something you're into, and you can say, man, well, everybody's doing that. I don't want to just jump and do what everybody's doing. But if it's your thing, you got to understand it's your thing with your spill on it. Your uniqueness is what makes it different, man. Your uniqueness is what makes it yours. You know what I'm saying? That's what puts that last little bit on it, man. Your uniqueness. So embrace your uniqueness, brothers. Embrace your flaws. Embrace all of that stuff, man. I remember, if you go back to my older videos on my older channel, I remember, man, my whole life from like 8 years old up into 40 something. I don't know what. My voice was just gone. My voice was kind of just real hoarse. If you look at my old videos, you can hear it. And I can remember, man, like when I was in school, people kind of, joked about that kind of stuff. And it was just something about my voice, right? But I didn't let that hold me back. I was like, you know what? Yeah, my voice is kind of jacked up, but it's me. I said, well, my voice being like that, somebody might cut on a YouTube video and know it's me without even seeing me, because it's my uniqueness. And at some point in time, man, it just went away. I just woke up one day and was editing a video and said, dang, you know what? My voice is not the same. So, but anyway, brothers, embrace your uniqueness. Even if your uniqueness is not really having the ability, the way you view things, your perspective is a thing that's going to make you different, man. It's going to make you different, brothers. But again, man, over the next 24, 48 hours, brothers, just try to identify that thing. Don't even try to identify that thing. Identify that thing. And don't be scared. Don't be scared to go deep inside to explore it. You might have a hobby, or you might have something you're into that you like, you know what, I'm almost embarrassed about this. But it's the thing that will free you, bro. I'm telling you, man. It's something inside of every single one of us, man. It just matter you finding it. It's just a matter of you finding it, man. And I'll be honest, a lot of people, I'll be honest. A lot of people know what that thing is. A lot of people are going to work every day and they know what that thing is. They know what they want to pursue. They know what they're good at. They know what they can actually make a living off of. And it's not necessarily fear. A lot of it is fear. A lot of it is the fear of the unknown. A lot of it is comfort. A lot of it is all those things. But to be honest, man, what I found, and this is on my journey and looking back, I found out that it's not as much about fear as people think. It's simply a barrier that people can't cross. It's simply a threshold that people can't cross. Like, they can see across it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like our brother Santiago in The Alchemist, man, when he said, you know, I'm on the port and I can see Egypt. Like, I can see my destination across the water, man, but I don't really know how to get there. Looking back, man, I understand now that it's not as much about fear. It's a barrier that people can't get through. And when I say a barrier, it's really conditioning. There are so many mental blocks on the spiritual side of things, on the educational side of things. You got to understand, man, since we've been 5, 6, 7 years old, the world has been putting something in us saying, hey, you know what? You can't be great. You're supposed to fall in line with everybody else. So by the time we get 18, 19, 25, whatever, 40 some years old, a lot of times, 50 some years old, and we're trying to say, you know what? I've identified my gift. It's not as much about fear as it is about like, man, I don't know how to cross that water. I don't know how to cross that water, man. And if you listen to what I'm saying, whether it's videos I've been talking about over the last 3 years, I'm telling you how to cross that water. I'm telling you how to cross that water, but it's a mental block. It's simply a mental block. It's simply a matter of unlocking chambers and getting rid of your old mindset. Like when I say this, brothers, you have to understand it's not just because it sounds good. I mean this with everything. When I say when a man first wakes up, what he must know is who I am, who am I, where am I going, what is my truth. If a man understands that, and like I said in a singular truth, I said the first time a man even asked himself that question, I said the first time a man even asked himself that question is going to start unlocking things. It's going to start unraveling a lot of chains that's been in your mind. The first time you ask yourself, like, who am I? Like, where am I going? What is my truth? Like, what is the point of me even being here? You telling me I'm made in the likeness of the source of all things, and I'm waking up and I'm not feeling what's going on? Who am I? And who robbed me of that? Where did that information go? If the prophet said, I shall do these things, or I do these things, and you shall do these things too, if I'm reading that every Sunday, if I'm reading that every Wednesday, then what am I missing? Why is my life not at peace? Why can I not have healthy relationships? Why do I have to get up every single day and go to a place and do certain things that I don't want to do? Why do I have to get a job at 16 and wait till I'm 70 years old to be able to sit down and say, okay, now let me live life? Like if there are places overseas, like why can't I go see the pyramids? Why can't I go to Italy? Like what's keeping me from exploring the world? Where did these limitations come from? I see other people doing it. Why can't I do it? Like at some point, you got to start asking yourself these questions instead of just accepting a mundane life. Proverbs said that thing inside of you will make room, bro. It'll make room. You know what I'm saying? It'll put you amongst great men. Other brothers that can teach you things, that can show you things. Man, I think about my brothers. I think about my brothers in the power circle all the time, man. And like I tell them brothers, every time we chop up on a Zoom, man, I say, man, it feels good to see y'all's face. It feels good to be amongst brothers that are going in the same direction, that are always trying to find higher versions of themselves. It feels good, brother. Once you connect to that thing inside of you, man, it'll put you in a room with great men. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, it's not just about living life, because that's one of the best parts about it, man. And again, I'm not talking about certain levels of success, because that's different for everybody. I'm talking about just being able to play the game. Just being able to wake up and play the game, bro. Like until you do that, you really don't understand, man, that you really don't understand the value of things. Just to wake up and play the game. The good, the bad, the ugly, all of it is to the good. All of it is fun. All the challenges are, you know what I'm saying? Just waking up playing the game, bro. But at the end of the day, man, it's really about, like when I talk about purpose and all that stuff, it's really about impacting the world. It's really about what kind of footprint are you going to leave while you're here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about shifting the entire world. I'm not talking about being the next TD Jakes. I'm not talking about being the next JFK or MLK. I'm talking about impacting your world, whether it's simply the street you live on. You tie into that gift, man. You walk outside, the people on your street are now changed because you exist. Because you plugged into something that was embedded inside of you from day one. Shifting the world, man. Purpose. Having a reason to live. Because I think one of the saddest things, man, is when a lot of people get on up in age or get to the point where they can't really function, and they look back and say, you know what, bro? I've been here this whole time. I've been here 99.99 years, and I didn't even play the game. Like, I've been here, but I didn't even show up. I've been here, but I didn't even push myself, man. I've been here, man, but I didn't even want to take that cruise across the ocean, man. I didn't play the game, bro. That ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me, man. And I'm gonna tell you this: once you start living like that, it's not even about living a long life anymore. It's not even about that no more, bro. I used to always say, and it's still my goal, I still want to see 100 years old. I want to live to be 100 years old. I want to plan my own funeral and walk to the cemetery and just lay down in the grave at 100. Mission accomplished, right? But it's not even about that no more, man. It's just about me enjoying my now. It's about me sitting here. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm sitting right here right now. I know it's getting a little dark, man. The sun that went down. I'm sitting there chilling right now, man. No TV on, just sitting there chilling. Nothing really going on, but just having the ability to fire this camera up, man, and talk to my brothers and sisters. There is no greater high than that. There is no greater high than that, bro. And if I was doing this inside of a cardboard box, there would still be no greater high than that. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to keep it 100. There are some people that are in prison. There are some people that are sleeping under bridges that are living life more than you. Huh? There are some people that are sleeping up under bridges that are experiencing life more than you are. More than you are, man. Because they can sit still and embrace the experience. Yeah, you might drive by and look and say, man, it must suck to be wearing the same clothes over and over, or living out of a cart, or being outside in the elements. But a lot of those people are at peace. A lot of those people are roaming the streets and have no bills and have no worries. And we might look at it a certain way, but a lot of those people have way more peace than you waking up every single day doing something you don't desire to do. Just to keep up with people that don't give a dang about you. You got to start living, man. You got to start living. Again, Proverbs 18 said, 18 and 16, I believe, said that thing inside of you, man, will make room for you. It'll provide for you. It'll put you in certain circles. It'll get you with certain relationships. It'll get certain dollars in your amount. It'll get you in healthier situations. It'll make your life better, bro. So again, man, for the next 24, 48 hours, brothers, focus on that. When was the last time you woke up and did exactly what you wanted to do? When was the last time you woke up and said, you know what? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is, but I'm just going to wake up and be great. Be my own version of myself. I'm telling you, brothers, you haven't achieved true freedom until you can wake up and do that. Now, I've been talking about what it feels like to wake up every single day and it feels like Saturday. Now it's time I show you how I got to that point. Now it's time that I'm allowing people to work with me directly. I'm not talking about taking some course and never hearing from me. I'm talking about working with me directly. I'm talking about you networking with the people I'm networked with. I'm talking about you learning exactly what I did to get from corporate America to true freedom. I've been talking about this freedom for so long. I've been saying every day should be Saturday. Now is your time to click this button and learn from me directly. Let me show you the way.